Welcome! That sounds creepy. Hi guys! Welcome to my first pregnancy vlog! So exciting! I've been meaning to do this for a while now actually, and I have already made it to 15 and a half weeks. I'm not even sure about the exact day, but yeah, about 15 and a half weeks. And I'm really glad to be finally getting around to doing this, because in my first pregnancy with baby Freya, I actually never got around to documenting very much at all. I didn't even do a pregnancy journal, which I'm kind of trying to piece together now so that she has something. I was just way too busy in my first pregnancy with a whole load of other things. And I just didn't get around to properly journaling each and every week. I did the bump photos, but that was about it. So with this pregnancy, with my second, I decided to do that in a little bit more detail and decided to do it on YouTube, because in my first pregnancy I spent a lot of time watching people's pregnancy vlogs. I was basically living and breathing everything and anything pregnancy. So I decided to share my journey with everyone else. Yeah, it's also a way of kind of reassuring yourself if you're anxious about something, I found. So yeah, here we go. I should perhaps introduce myself a little bit. So I am Hannah. I live with my husband and our baby girl, who is 10 and a half months. We live in Switzerland, and I am originally from the UK, although I never really lived there, hence the strange mixture of various accents. So as I said, I am now currently 15 and a half weeks pregnant. That is the first difference between a first and a second or subsequent pregnancy, is that you kind of forget the week or day that you're pregnant. I found this to be really very much the case. Unless I'm checking my app, I really don't know what week I'm in. I know that I'm in the at the beginning of my second trimester, but that is about it. We also have been having really terrible nights though, with Freya, so my brain is feeling a little bit mushy at the moment. Yeah, so, but that's about the gist of it. So I'm in the beginning of my second trimester. The baby is about the size of an avocado, which is exciting and feels very strange, considering I don't really feel like I have much of a tummy. I mean, I do have a tummy, obviously, and I will be showing you in a minute. But I don't really feel like massively pregnant. I don't really feel like there's a baby the size of an avocado in my tummy at the moment. But I do remember from the first pregnancy that I would kind of go through these kind of growth spurts, and then suddenly I'd get a bigger tummy, and then it would kind of stay the same for a while, and then it would suddenly get big again. So I think I'm just about to go through one of those belly growth spurts, which is exciting. Yeah. Generally, I would say one of the main differences between the first and second pregnancy is it takes much longer to feel pregnant. At the moment, I'm kind of running around after our 10-month-old super active baby who's currently trying to walk, and she's crawling all over the place and standing and pulling stuff down and finding loads of dangerous things, or finding loads of things to get herself into or onto. So yeah, I'm living a very active life. I'm living the life of a toddler. At the same time trying to grow a baby and breastfeeding, so there are not a lot of calories left over, I guess, for me, which isn't too bad. I did actually start out a few kilos heavier than I did with my first pregnancy. I started out at 62 kilos, I think it was, which in pounds I can work out. Siri, how much is 62 kilos in pounds? 136.69. Okay, that's 136 pounds. I then had a lot of nausea, and I still do have a little bit of nausea. I actually lost 3 kilos, and now I'm gradually putting on the weight again. So I'd say I'm probably around that now, 136 pounds, 62 kilos, which is all right, I guess. In my first pregnancy, I put on 18 or 20 kilos. This time round, I am actually eating more regularly, but smaller portions. So I realized I'm fuller fast, and I am also eating lunch, for example, with baby. We eat a lot more whole wheat things, and I also snack more because she has a morning and afternoon snack, and then I'll have something as well. So I think that's also a reason why perhaps I'm feeling generally a little bit better. Basically, if you already have a baby and you're pregnant again, you have zero time to relax, rest, nap, obviously, unless you have a baby that naps really well. Basically, if you have a baby running around, being pregnant takes a backseat. So it's no longer important whether I'm feeling sick, whether I desperately need the toilet, whether I need a snack, those kind of things, because baby always comes first. So I will make sure that baby gets whatever she needs, and then my needs kind of will come second. Yeah, this time around though, surprisingly, I do not feel as worried about little twinges or pains or things like that that I have. The first time round in my first pregnancy, I really did, like if I had something like round ligament pain, which I did have at the beginning, I had it for about the first 20 to 25 weeks, I definitely felt very anxious and was worried. Are these what people are talking about? Are these Braxton Hicks, or what am I feeling? And then when I got about past 30, 32 weeks, I started to get worried that they were like early labor pains and things like that. I was very anxious in my first pregnancy, just because I wasn't sure what I was feeling. I wasn't sure how to describe certain pains or kind of feelings that I was having to midwives properly, where I really felt like they understood what I was talking about. And yeah, so this time round, I'm not as worried. I know what labor pains feel like. I know what Braxton Hicks feel like. I know what when it's just a round ligament pain. So this time around, I've had a few kind of moments where I have gotten off the sofa too fast, and I felt like this kind of twinge on the left or right hand side, quite far down. Just like this kind of twinge where it feels like there's almost like a knot or something, and it just kind of hurts for kind of a second and then it goes away. Or if I sneeze, for example. So yeah, in general, so far, I'm really enjoying just being able to be more relaxed about being pregnant. I'm also not worried too much about kind of lifting things up. I mean, I lift up Freya all the time. So that's also kind of a difference between the first and second pregnancy, which I guess is just a kind of a given in the end. However, funnily enough, this time round, although I'm calmer about what's going on kind of with my little baby, I'm also more emotional, which is funny and also contradictory in a way. I don't actually know myself that emotional. I think it happened when I had Freya, that I just became a more emotional person. So I'll cry faster about things. I'll also become more moody about things at the moment, although I think that's more kind of pregnancy hormones than it has to do with anything, with any permanent changes to my personality. But in general, I'm kind of more in touch with the kind of emotional side. So I've cried at the TV a few times. There's certain programs I know I can't watch. And funnily enough, although I feel I don't have that much time to really process what's going on each and every single week with baby, I feel like I'm having more vivid dreams about what I'm experiencing. Or more, I think I'm having more vivid dreams about what's to come. In terms of similarities, this time round, I feel like my nausea is actually a little bit worse. With Freya, I know that I felt very, very sick for about the first 12 weeks, and then it went off. Because I remember I got to about Christmas time and I could eat Christmas dinner without any issues. This time around now, I'm 15.5 weeks, and if I don't eat regularly, I will get the nausea again. Sometimes I'll get it at night time, just like that. And sometimes, especially if I have to cook something for Freya, and it's usually carbs that cause it. So the thought of maybe rice or something, I wanted to cook her rice the other day, and the thought of that really made me feel very, very ill. But I haven't been sick this time round, whereas with Freya I was sick a few times. So this time it's more just a constant feeling of just feeling sick, like car sickness, just feeling generally rubbish all the time. I'm glad though that the past 2 weeks have been slightly better, so I've been kind of snacking on nuts or a piece of bread or something like that, and that's been helping. Another similarity is back pain. I don't know how common this is, but in my first pregnancy, I had kind of a back pain that in the middle of my back that started around this time. And last night was the first time that I felt that. First time around, I ended up going to a chiropractor to get it fixed once a week to kind of get my back cracked. But this time around, I'm hoping that I can kind of sort it out earlier by doing some stretches and things like that. My skin is drier than it usually is. That probably has to do with the fact that I'm breastfeeding as well, and also I do forget to drink enough. So I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to really focus on drinking enough. I fail miserably a lot of days, and then I'll just drink a ton of water in the evening and end up going to the toilet all night. But at least I'm kind of trying to even it out. This time around I feel like my hair is also thicker and glossier than it was after giving birth to Freya. I had really bad hair loss there, about 3 months postpartum, and this time round I'm kind of excited about this second pregnancy because it feels like my hair is growing back a little bit. So I don't know if you can maybe see, like, there are still little short bits at the front, but it feels like it's growing faster. So that's nice. And another similarity is cravings for food, although they're not the same cravings, but I do have, or cravings are starting to become stronger. At the moment I am definitely into grapefruit juice, any kind of bland pasta dish. So the other night I tried to cook the blandest tomato sauce you could think of, which my husband found rather weird, but he went along with it. At the beginning, in my first trimester, I had strong cravings for anything potato based, especially mashed potato. And this time round, as well as in my first pregnancy, I have completely gone off anything vegetable based. So I'm now trying to get back into it. I do eat vegetables now. And in my first trimester, I forced myself to eat vegetables kind of hidden in, say, a pasta sauce or something. But I do find it very hard still. Kind of the thought of something like aubergine, which is kind of something I went off in my first trimester with my pregnancy with Freya. And I still haven't recovered. I still can't eat an aubergine. And peppers this time around as well, kind of any colour pepper. I can't eat, which is a shame, but things could be worse. And I'm loving fruit, and it was in my first pregnancy it was the same. I was absolutely addicted to fruit, and I'm really happy now. It's kind of springtime, so we're starting to get berries, and me and Freya are absolutely addicted to berries at the moment. We will eat blueberries and raspberries like nobody's business. And nectarines are starting to come out as well. So yeah, fruit is good, and as long as I don't eat too much of it because of the fruit sugar and stuff, I think I'm okay on the vitamin front. I'm also taking a prenatal every morning, and so I think I'm more or less okay. I'm feeling more or less healthy, apart from absolutely knackered, but other than that I'm more or less feeling all right. Okay guys, so that was it for part 1. Be sure to check out part 2. if you're interested in further bump updates, how I've been feeling, and some pictures of how big my tummy is so far. Okay, thanks for watching. See ya!